It's 4:13. We're just now pulling up to the island. Yeah. Well, I better get down below and get my backpack and stuff like that. Start getting ready to get off the boat. Well, I still gotta wait until my bicycle gets unpacked here. So try not to get in the way of all this going on. So yeah, I'm gonna find a spot just to hang out. I gotta hang out, wait till my bike gets off. If it's not already off. Might be over here. I doubt it. Yeah, I wouldn't be off yet. They just opened up the gates and got the first 2 cars or 3 cars off, so I'll just be waiting. Well, it looks like my hostel is only like 1.7 kilometers. I thought it was a little more inland than that. Yeah, I'm off the beach, but I'm glad I didn't get the Nitro. The Nitro was the other $7 one, the Nitro Hostel, and that's it right there. And I mean, it's right on the, right here in the, well, I mean, look, right behind me. You'd have loading all night, man. No, it seems to be a popular one anyway. I guess I'm just gonna kind of roll around until the sun comes up. I mean, I have the Strava app still, the Strava app actually still running. I mean, I paused it, of course, but as soon as I flip it back on, let's see what happens. Let's see. Let's see what happens if I flip the Strava back on. If it's gonna be able to figure out what just happened, how I got on an island. Oh yeah, it gave me a straight line. There it goes. It gave me a straight line from the mainland. Yeah, I think everybody will be able to figure that out. So, Alright, I'm gonna roll, guys. I'm done. I'm done here. Yeah, that's the hostel right there. Not mine, but the one I almost booked. Well, I'm actually right by the docks still. I'm just actually on the other side. You see, there's the Nitro hostel right there. So I actually just got out right there. But I didn't notice there was a beach right next to me. Nice little beach. So what I'm thinking is right where I'm at. Just hang out here for a bit until the sun starts coming up. Maybe even just crash out right here on the cement. If you look, it's not a bad little area. See, it's just a little bit of cement. I could actually just pull up, squat, and just fall asleep there. It's right by where everybody's parking their bicycles, their motorbikes. So, yeah, I don't think I'll be a threat to anyone. Look at that view. That's with low light setting on, so it actually it's a lot darker than that. Ooh, lightning. Alright guys, I'm gonna just maybe get out my ground mat and just kind of put it down and lay down on it for a little bit. Yeah, see if I can get just a little bit of snooze. It's 7:04 right now, and what that was that was actually the Nong Yang Terrace. Yeah, the Nong Yang Terrace, which is located in a resort. Or you gotta go through this resort down at the bottom of this god-awful hill, man. I wouldn't want to. I almost went down it on my bicycle, but there's a big thing that says "stop" right here, real big. See that checkered? He's like, "Stop!" And no wonder, because if you keep going, you would hit flying down this thing, and then underneath those rocks, that little rock archway right there, is the resort on the other side. Just walk through it like I did. I think they want like $65 a night, which is ridiculous because it's such a big resort. I mean, it's nice, yes, I'll give it that. But it's on, like, to get here, it's kind of like a, kind of the shabby part of town, you know, like still being built up, or, it's just disgusting on this side of town. I mean, there's garbage in the streets and stuff. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just being honest. If I would have booked on this side of the island, I'd be a little upset, especially if I had to pay $65 for that. But that's something where you just go on the resort and you don't leave. You know what I'm saying? That way you don't have to deal with the immediate surrounding area. Still haven't gone over to my hostel. Obviously, I'm burning up time. I'm just getting in a bike ride. Definitely bicycles are the best way to go here, because this spot's a little too big. It's a little too big to walk, and just big enough to ride a bike, but too small to actually take a taxi anywhere. Otherwise, you just, you know, be throwing your money away. I'd say the good alternative is to rent a scooter and do this place on scooter. But bicycle's a great option here. Honestly, it is. I'm going to save money on scooter rentals. But yeah, okay guys, yeah, I'm just cruising around. I got a lot of footage of that just because it was really cool. This is a nice island. Like I said, I just went through a small little section over here that was a little, like, I don't know, shabby. It's just shabby and falling apart. But the rest of the island looked great. And I still haven't gotten on the side that my actual hostel's at. So, anyway. Well, I dropped by the 7-Eleven. I dropped by the 7-Eleven when I got off the ferry, and I noticed all the prices were way up. And this is the second one, and they're just way up. All the food's way more expensive on the island. For example, the water that's 13 baht over at the on the mainland, this is 25. And something like this, which is 15, like a coffee, is also 25 to 30. So everything's a markup of a minimum of 10 baht. Yeah, almost everything's a 10 baht markup. Some things are actually running almost twice, but not quite twice, but almost. That's scary, because that can add up real fast and make this expensive. Well, I lost my glasses somewhere. This is the second pair I've lost. The ones that I had that looked like safety glasses, I dropped them off somewhere. This pair is my last pair, so I need to find them. I got off the boat with them. I checked the videotape, and I didn't have them on the last thing in that resort out there at the peak. So I'm gonna go out there. I was sitting down there. Maybe I took them off there. Yeah, like I said, I don't know where they're at, so I got to go locate them somehow. I hope I find them. And there they are. Damn, I got to stop doing that, man. They're my last pair of glasses. Man, I swear, the other ones I've eventually just lost, but I left them at like 2 different locations, and I had to go back, turn around and go all the way back for them. These are my last pair. And honestly, I could probably get another pair while I'm out here and stuff like that, but I don't know if there's a waiting time and all this stuff, and I don't know how cheap or expensive they are. And yeah, unless I want to live in a blurry world. I guess I see good enough where I have to take these off, right? I guess that's a good thing. I mean, how bad can I really see if I take off my glasses all the time and set them down? But anyway, life is smiling upon me right now. I'll try and learn my lesson this time. Now let me just set this camera down so I can put on my glasses. No. I decided to head over to the hostel. It's only 8:33 right now. Sprinkled a little bit, but I just want to try and get this bag off my back and see if they can hold it for me, even if I can't check in yet. Hello. Reservation for American Hobo. Daniel.
Okay, can I have your passport?
Yeah. Yeah, let me grab my bag.
Of course.
Okay. Locker?
Yes.
Half locker. Thank you so much. And the key? Thank you.
Wi-Fi?
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thailand actual.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much. Hey. Home sweet home. A side entrance here. So they close early, the front door. So this is how I get in the, like after 5 o'clock they shut down. So oops, this is the side entrance. And then it goes straight into here. Now we're back. And then up the long staircase. Does have a nice top patio though. It's like on the 5th floor, all the way up. Got to be in good health to climb all these stairs. Alright guys, it's still really early in the morning. I'm editing my old clips too. I'm almost done with the old clips. It's packaged it together. It's over 2 hours, but that frees up all the. I can take all the old clips off of YouTube and chuck them, and then have that as my memories, because remember, this all kind of started as my own video log. Those have been on my YouTube channel for a long time, but I didn't have a public channel. I just had a spot that I was using as storage for my own videos. So now that that's all packaged together, I can get rid of all the miscellaneous ones. It turned out all right. It's a little long-winded just because, you know, it's me living in a field for 3.5 years. I did realize something. I was overestimating, one, how long I actually worked at Pilot, and two, how long I stayed out in the field for. So I was close on the field, but it was more like 3.5 years. And then just watching the old videos and jogging back over some of the memories and stuff. I didn't really start working until the last 2 years, because I didn't work the first year that I was in the field, year or something like that. A year and a half, I think. So I actually only worked for Pilot for 2 years. So just clarify that, guys. It's just my memory. You know, working. You know, when you're working, it always seems like it's a lot longer than it actually is. You know what I'm saying? 8 hours feels like 10, and 2 years feels like 3. But anyway, yeah, so I thought I was working for 3 years. I guess I only worked for 2 years, but that's good. That means I saved up the amount I did save up from living in a tent. That's the only way I could have done it. And the money that I would have spent on rent and electricity and all that stuff just went into savings. And that builds up real quick. And honestly, that is a strategy. If you're able to do it, you know, go buy a cheap tent. I would recommend like a 4 or 5 person tent, and then go find a field somewhere and live in it for like a year or so. So you might have to be a little ways out. Get yourself a bicycle if you don't have like a. Cars are a pain in the butt. They really are. And but you know, I went a long time with just a bicycle because I had a DUI, but I ended up getting my license back in Tennessee, which was crazy because I had an old DUI, and for 10 years I didn't think I could, you know, ever get another license, because in California they wanted you to do, used to be 3 months worth of DUI classes. Now then it went up to 6 months. I was like, I'm never in a place for 6 months straight. You know what I'm saying? So how am I supposed to do 6 months of schooling when I'm just when I'm a traveling vagabond? And so I kind of blew off my license like I'd never get it again anyway. But when I was in Tennessee, they're like, oh, you can get a license with us. You just have to put your one on in California. You have to decline it. You have to put it on basically hold. Like, you know, you freeze your license over there. And I was like, I didn't know you could do that. So yeah, you can decline your wanting a license. And as long as you don't get a DUI for like 3 years, or in trouble in any other state that you might get a license, you can get your license again in California. And I thought that was crazy. So Tennessee really helped me. You know, I was like, it was just crazy because I went in and she's like, I just went in for the ID, and she's like, take an eye test, right? I'm like, nah, you know, I'm just here for an ID. I can't get it because of my DUI. She's like, take the eye test anyway. You know, why not? You know, if you pass, you at least you have it on your record as you pass. So I went in. I couldn't see them right because it was allergy season in my eye. I haven't gotten my glasses yet, right? So everything looked like a 6 or a 5 or a 4 or something, or an 8, you know, a combination. So I was just like, I don't know, 6, 8, 8, 6, 5, 5, 6, 5, right? Just blurted out a bunch of numbers. She's like, okay, you passed. I'm like, yeah, you're either very nice or you weren't paying attention. She's like, why don't you go over and take the written test, right? And I was like, no, I haven't studied. You know, it's been over 10 years since I had a license, and even before that, it was a few years, even prior to that I took the written test. She's like, I'd try it anyway. And so I just went in and just started, whatever sounded good, right? I marked it, and I swear I was looking at it, and it said 50%, like I only got half of them right. And she's like, "Oh, you passed." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, you're nice." Because I know that says 50%. I'm pretty sure that says 50%. It's like, she's like, "You passed." And she's like, "You just need to do the driver's test." And I was like, "I'm never going to be able to do that. I don't have a car." Then, being at the congregation, MTOI, a new couple that kind of shined to me, new younger couple was like, him and his like kids and stuff, kind of took a liking to the Hobo, the resident hobo of the congregation, So he's like, "Borrow my car." And in Tennessee, they're like, "Yeah, no, it doesn't have to be your car as long as it's got current tags and the blinkers work." And I was like, "Okay." And they basically gave me my license back, but that opened up a whole world to me. That opened up a world where I didn't have to just settle for the job that was right across the street, which that's what Pilot Truck Stop was. I could do Uber, I could do all these things. The whole world of work possibilities opened up to me. So, so it was just like, I ended up with a license again. But then since I was working already, I had quite a bit of money. I was like, I want to do an Uber. So I looked into getting a van, because the van, I knew there's a possibility I'm going to be sleeping in the back of it, like I have before. I've had vans before because I slept in them. I remember my mom was like, "Why don't you just get this small little Honda?" I was like, "Because I'm going to be sleeping in the back of it." I didn't tell her that, but that's what was in my brain, I was a vagabond at heart, even in my earlier, days, I learned my lessons from the Firebird. That's what it was, with a double bucket back seat, and my legs bent up and cramped, and I was like, "Yeah, my next car is definitely going to be a van," and that's why I got a van. My next car was a van. Anyway, my mom didn't understand, because a young guy getting a van when I should be getting something better, something I could pick chicks up in, Anyway, I'm rambling, and I got a lot of videos, but yeah, I got my license back. I ended up getting a car so I could do a van, so I could do Uber. I actually bought a car from a Uber driver, had like 150,000 miles or something, almost 200,000 miles on it. That's how they all are. If you get a vehicle off an Uber driver that used to be used as an Uber, yeah, it's got a lot of miles on it, which used to not be a thing when I was buying used cars. When I was coming up, they didn't want to sell anything that had over 150,000 miles to you, because they figured the lemon law or something like that would get them if it broke on them. But anyway, guys, that's a ramble when I really shouldn't have a ramble, because this video is going to be very long. I still got to get the other one out. I'm going to try and get the other one out first, because I don't think all this is going to fit on this until that other video is up on YouTube again. Alright, guys, I'm probably going to spend the rest of this day. I rode around on the bike, did a little bit of searching around, but I'm going to have to spend some time trying to get this all packaged up and thrown out. So that might be the trip for today, and this might be the ramble for the today. So, alright, guys, I'm signing off right here.
This plastic we sell, brother. Once a free.
Actually, maybe.
So as far as I can tell, I'm on a spot called On the Rock Beach, which is right here. This public little, packed little bit of sand between the rocks, where they funnel all the us po folk, all us po folk, and then you have like right across the way there. That's, I think, is Sharks Beach. Yes, Sharks Beach, and no access to that unless you're staying at the. I think that's a private beach actually. One lady tried to get over there, and the taxi cab driver was like, "No, this is the where you guys go." I mean, this is literally just packed with like people on just like a small little 100 square thing of sand. Look. But these rocks, I don't know. I think you should be able to actually climb across these rocks and just storm the beach over there. There's no point to having a beach that big and nice just to kind of close off access to everyone. Who knows? It's probably shallow enough you could just walk over. Anyway, yeah. But I've actually, it's 3:55 p.m. So I finished editing all that stuff with the all my old videos and stuff, converting it and all that stuff. So I just need to actually upload it. Don't know what I'll name it because it's not part of this series, but it's part of something I did while I was coming along. It was something I did, meaning a project I was doing while I was on the road. And it was almost too much to, I mean, that was quite a bit of work. What was hard was trying to remember that I had the timeline correct and all this stuff and all the videos going in its proper order, which I already kind of had a hard head start on that. But yeah, it's nice. So I'm just relaxing at the beach, and I'll probably go back and do a little upload. There's even people hanging out on the rocks up there. Yeah, there's got to be some way over there. So it seems like the going rate for all of the beaches pretty well are 50 baht to get in. I just went to the Freedom Beach, that was 50 baht. Sharks Cove or Sharks Beach, 50 baht. They're all private beaches that are, I mean, $1.50 is not much, but at the same time, this seems like it's the most popular just because this one is the only one that's not charging anything. The one I was just at. So, you know, it might not seem like much, but if you want to visit 3 beaches in a day, this is the only one that says they're absolutely free. Nothing, see? So that was actually the only one. That was the one I was at. But yeah, if you want to visit like 3 beaches in a day, you're talking about $5 right there just to see 3 beaches. So it adds up. Like I said, the islands are going to be more expensive on food because they have to bring it in and everything like that, and the garbage has to go out. And so I understand all these extra costs, and the beaches need to be maintained. So, you know, under that philosophy, they're only charging 50 baht. So, but still, I'm still a cheap ass. I'll look for the free spots and the free things to do. I'm not paying 50 baht. Hey guys, it's 9:46 right now. I'm all shaved up like a space monkey again. I've just been working today. I just realized I didn't put any closing comments here yet. So I wanted to do it before the day is over. Yeah, I got some accomplished. I got that side project done. Like I said, there's all things I'm just repeating myself. But I'm working on yesterday's, still doing it, which is a shorter one. It's only 28 minutes, so, you know, I'll be done tonight. I'm really burnt. I'm just burnt. I'm tired. So I might not work on today's material until tomorrow. I'll spend the morning portion at least trying to edit the video and stuff. Spend a few hours. I want to get it out of the way. That way everything's caught up, and I never want to get behind on the videos. It just, you know, and increase my workload with that side project was worth it though, you know, because it's all packaged up now, and yeah, it's been something I've been wanting to do for myself, and yeah, now that I got you guys all along for the ride, I figure, you know, might as well share it with everybody. You know, the more you know about me, the more you can make fun of me. Just joking. Okay. Yeah, guys, I'm just gonna call it quits for tonight. Keep working on this and try and get caught up. And yeah, we'll see what the island has tomorrow after I do spend some time doing the editing. All right, guys. Peace out. Shalom, shalom.